Hi everyone, welcome back to another Transformation Tuesday, or if you're new here, welcome to Transformation Tuesday. I am showing you bits and pieces of my house and how I am transforming the space. I also encourage you to check out my other videos, that is beauty, lifestyle, faith, and entrepreneurship if you're interested in that. But most of all, I am so grateful for my new and current subscribers. You guys keep me motivated into wanting to continue to do these videos. So today I am showing you how I transformed my hallway. And we did this in 5 steps. So keep watching. So let's jump straight into it. This is the hallway of the floor where all of my kids' rooms are, including Avery the dog. You've seen him. So we took this space and turned it into this. And I am going to tell you step by step how we did it. Now, the first thing that happened was that my husband, of course, getting itchy and needing to do something during COVID, he picked up this project. He started by framing out the wall and he wanted to make it into an accent wall. And he did this with like pieces of wood, and then he decided to paint it with whatever paint we had on hand, and this was the paint that we had on hand. On this floor, we have our kids' bedrooms. Well, now one is a guest room, the other one is my glam studio, but there's also a bathroom. We had the walls pretty bare. We did not touch this space for about 4 years. And of course, Julian, as always, working on his video games. Now, the next project to elevate the space was my husband's idea. And honestly, I didn't really think to do this up here, but he did, and I'm glad that he did. So his next project was to do, now I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right or not, but we're going to say it how I'm going to say it. Wainscoting. If you guys have a different pronunciation, please drop it in the comments, because who knows if I'm actually saying it right. But once he takes out this measuring tape, it is a wrap. When I saw him doing that, I'm like, what are you up to? So of course I had to record, take a note of the steps, because this was the color before. And I actually do show you in my previous video how we did our living room floors. It really does amaze me to see how the space is transformed over time and how we continue to do things. And all it does is just elevate the space more and more. So here I am taking a sneak peek into where my husband was hiding all of his tools. And that's when I was just like, oh, this is going to be a big project, isn't it? Like, look at all his stuff. Like, I think he lives in Home Depot, but I digress. As you can see here, he already had started framing out the walls. The question was whether or not, and he asked me this, and I honestly didn't really know whether or not we should have extended the wainscoting all the way down the stairs. But I think I liked limiting it to this space, to the hallway. I think it framed it out nicely. And I think that if we wanted to add more going down the stairs, we could eventually. But for now, we left it like this. I absolutely loved everything about it. I think he was doing a great job. And guys, I'll let you know that before we owned our home, he had zero experience doing any of this. He has literally picked up this skill just learning and researching, watching videos, and he is absolutely great at it. So I do give him credit for that. But again, we won't tell him, we won't tell him all of that. Like, we don't want his head getting too big. This is actually the door to our attic, believe it or not. And when we first was looking at the house, we thought the house didn't have an attic. But no, that's the door to the attic. But as he framed it out, he started to then put it all together and start painting it. We decided to do a white at the base, and then we kept our original paint, which is the Balboa Mist, which I had mentioned in my previous video, that we had used pretty much throughout the house and our apartment when we owned our apartment previous to this house. Since he was already painting, he took advantage and started painting the actual walls. They say that you're supposed to refresh the paint in your house every 4 to 5 years. So we were already at the 4-year mark at this point. So I am happy that he decided to do that. It just gave it a nice fresh look. And as you can see, the white really stands out as well. So this is the completed look of the wainscoting. It looked absolutely beautiful. I was so pleased. And we just continued to upgrade the space. And so the next thing was for us to do our floors. So as you can see in my previous video, I also showed when they were doing the floors, they actually stripped it down to its natural state. So it was like this light natural wood. And then they put some kind of clear coat on it. I believe it was like a satin clear something. If I knew the name, I would tell you, but I don't right now. Let's just call it a clear satin finish because that's all that I can really think of right now. But yes, this would match the living room floors, and we had done this to all of the rooms, including the hallway. At this point, since it had been 4 years since my husband had painted the wall, which was that purple color when, during COVID, he decided that he wanted to paint it green to match the kitchen island. And like I told you, we decided to start changing up the colors in our home. We wanted more of a pop of color. We also wanted more like earthy tones since we had the green island. We were loving the gold hardware, so we started to incorporate that. But then I decided that I wanted black doors. I thought that it would look really good and it would give it another pop of color. So when my husband went to work and started doing the doors, and I have to tell you, I am absolutely obsessed.
Obsessed.
All right, so here is the final reveal. As you can see, the steps and the floors were done, and we had finished doing the doors, all black. Right now we have some empty spaces because we are still trying to figure out what we're gonna put in those spaces, but you can see the floors have that natural finish. The wainscoting looks still great, even after almost a year later, or actually it is a year later because he did this last February. And we decided to take this starburst, which was downstairs in the wall that we had knocked out. And I feel like, well, why not reuse it? Because hello, we don't have money to continue to pay for all of this decor. So we put it up on this wall to utilize the space, because what else would we put there? Now, I want to put some gold frames here on this wall, and I did purchase them and then realized that some of them were broken, so I have to replace it. Now, guys, let's talk about the gold handle because it is my new obsession. Yes, I use the word obsessed a lot because I am obsessed with the green, the gold, the black. It just all goes wonderfully together. The only knob that I still have left to change up on this floor is the one on the bathroom, which you'll see in a little bit. But look at how pretty they look. And Avery, of course, wanted to come back out because he kept on scratching on the door. But look at the details, guys. I am thinking of changing that lamp as well, just to kind of upgrade it a little bit more. We've had that lamp since we moved in here, but I really love how the door really just pops off the white frame and the neutral tones. So the paint that we have is like a grayish. So that Balboa mist that I told you we have, it's like a grayish. It's between a gray and a beige. But there is the doorknob that you can see in silver that we still have to finish changing out. But look at the difference. Even the style of the doorknob I love, because this one was round, as you can see. I'm showing you here. This one was round. The other ones are a gold handle, and it looks just elegant and pretty. So I don't know if I'm also going to put a mirror back up on the left side in that wall, that empty wall to the left of that linen closet. But I definitely want to add some frames. Like I said, this is the floor where I had the kids and Avery. And I feel like the pictures and the stories I want to tell is of us, the family up there. So I think that's going to look really, really nice. I wanted to take another angle with the light being off. It was hard to try to get the natural light because since it's upstairs, there are no windows up there. But I just truly love this space. I would love to know what you guys think of this. Please drop your comments. Let me know what you love about this space. If you love it, and if you don't, that's okay too. You're entitled to your opinion. But guys, I really think that it looks way better than where we started. I love the fact that we can continue to upgrade our home and do different things to it to elevate the space. So if you have stuck around for this long, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and may God bless you and yours. Have a good one, everyone. Stay blessed.